So this is the seal of Amon, the seventh spirit of the Goetia. In his raw form, Amon appears as a wolf with a serpent's tail, sometimes described as a werewolf. One time when I invoked Amon, he appeared in this form outside my window, and it's quite terrifying. Some others report that he spits fire. So his rank is Marquis. Those who don't know what a Marquis would be like a small duke who would defend the border territories of a country in what, for just the sake of argument, what we're going to call hell. It means he's a lower level demon who commands a certain number of demons. So the best time to contact with Amon will be the 21st of May to the 31st of May during the day, specifically 3 p.m. till 9 p.m. You can, of course, invoke Amon anytime you like after you've done an evocation, and of course you can do an evocation anytime you like, but this is the ideal time. We would associate his direction to north, so ideally you would place the triangle of art in the north direction of your magic circle. The tarot card associated with Amon is the Eight of Swords, so this is the mental energy of air, which is now getting a bit disarrayed. So basically, this means that our mental focus is on small things that are not really that important, and it's zapping up our energy. And the zodiac is Gemini, and he is a water element. We'd use metal silver, the metal silver. So if you wanted to make a seal, silver will be the most ideal. Associated with the planet Moon, color is violet, plant is nightshade, and incense is jasmine. You don't need to use any of these in your ritual, but if you did, it would increase the potency of your trance power. His more tamed form, when he's serving human, is a man with a raven's head, and the raven has teeth. So this is the more ideal form of Amon, and he's got his halo. He has a halo. That makes more sense when we learn more about this spirit. So what are the benefits of establishing a connection with Amon? He is specifically associated with resolving conflicts. He can see things to come. He helps become more heart-centered and compassionate. He can help with your posture, feel more regal and king-like, and can help you get your life in order. So for me, I did feel that he was helping me resolve just that unease I was having with some people. I was feeling, I had the sense of feeling more compassionate towards all beings, and specifically be more compassionate towards women who are sensitive and get triggered in pretty much every situation at night time. And I also felt that I could see that my eyesight was better after I did 2 evocations. After the first one and the second one, I could just see further. My eyesight was just clear, I could see further. And just feeling Amon in my being just made me just sit up and stand straight. And I was walking around like I was the king of myself and I owned the place. And of course, be associated with the Eight of Swords, so he helps shift that energy, or where energy is being absorbed by things that are not that important, so he can help us get our life back in order. And while someone might say you don't need to do a ritual and contact a spirit of magic, an exorcism, sorcery, but hey, got my room cleaned, got my job offers, improved my success with women. So yeah, spending a few hours doing a ritual, spending a week preparing for a ritual helps me get my life in order. Yeah, cool. It makes total rational sense to do this. So who is Amon and where does he actually come from? Well, the rational answer is obviously he represents an aspect of her psyche. He was a pharaoh, I believe of the 11th dynasty of ancient Egypt. He built a lot of things. He was particularly helpful towards the poor, and then through time he declared himself a god, and then for a few hundred years he was associated as the god for the downtrodden, the people who were he was the god for the poor, and so he was highly respected. He's basically like the Zeus of Egypt. So he became Amon Ra, and his mythology was fused with that of the sun god. So yeah, very like a Jupiter type character. So you could imagine that he can come as this kind of regal, stand up straight, be a king, don't be fazed by the outside world, rule yourself like a king, and just be compassionate to all of your subjects. And in our case, our subjects would be our thoughts, feelings, emotions. And quite often, aspects of ourselves are represented in other people outside of us, which is why I associate him with compassion and being heartfelt. And of course, there are some images of Amon Ra with a halo, and in fact with a bird head. So before I did the evocation, I invoked Amon twice. The first time, holding an energy ball in my hand, I could see this well-defined bird head, a real life bird head. I could see it in my mind's eye, but I could see it physically in front of me. And it just turned to me and said, "Clean your room." And my room at the time, I had moved into my new apartment, and my boxes haven't been unpacked for 7 months. And I went, okay, Joe, instead of just invoking these spirits, I'm going to go full throttle and have a full evocation, which means I need to clean my room. So, again, you don't need to do an evocation, clean your room. But I hadn't cleaned my room. And doing the evocation just so happened to result in me cleaning my room. So that led me to preparing for a full evocation. And also, as I said before, he came in his untamed wild form as well, which was quite scary. So for me, these weren't just like visions that we're having. These images were flickering in and out of physical existence. You can actually see these images in the real world. So for my evocation, my first ever evocation of a spirit from the Goetia, I did create a black magic circle, and for my black triangle, which in the beginning I thought I needed to do on a mirror, instead of going for a traditional Hebrew or Greek, I just wrote out the Greek words in English, which is love, will, and union. And because he's associated with violet, I put out these 3 purple candles. The seal that you see here was my second attempt at drawing a seal, and some people might look at this. Some people might look at this and say, "Wow, this is going over the top," and some people say this is nowhere near as traditional as other people's magic circle or magic triangles. But I say, hey, my method worked. And of course, I camped the 8 of Swords. And as I was saying before, the 8 of Swords, like our mental energy is being interfered with. There's these small things that that's absorbing too much of our energy, and Amon can help us shift that energy. So our energy now is more focused on things we need to do, and so using this demonic chant, Avaj, Sekoi, Amon, Nanan, I would say this chant out loud while I was preparing the space, and also after I did the lesser banishing rite of the pentagram and the bornless rite exorcism, I would just evoke the spirit with this chant instead of using the evocation that was given to me. And it worked. Yeah, so I basically would just evoke it, and I would just sit there. I mean, after the space has been cleared with the lesser banishing rite of the pentagram and performing exorcism on myself, I'm quite in a static state. There's no point doing this stressed. And I would just allow the energy to do its thing, and I would see this man with a raven's head standing there in the triangle. And there's no point thinking about this rationally. We can rationalize what happens, and there's a logic to it, and there's a perfectly rational explanation to what's going on. But that doesn't matter when you're doing this ritual. I could see in my mind's eye, and I could see it flickering in and out of physical existence, this man with a raven's head. Sometimes a bit cartoonish, sometimes a bit more realistic. And he told me, stand up straight, keep your tension on your posture, walk around like you own yourself. And any trouble comes, it's not going to bother you. It doesn't bother you. Don't be fazed. Stay grounded in your posture. Every being and feeling you get in your space, you're like a compassionate king. Someone comes up to you and they're in a panic. It's like having a subject and they're coming into your palace and they've got a request. You're not obligated to meet their request, but at least listen to the person. He also told me to be a good idea to commit myself to making videos on Goetia spirits. If I'm able to do it weekly, that'd be amazing. So if you're watching this video and you're watching any of my videos on Goetia spirits, you can thank Amon, because I was not going to do it unless he told me to, and he's the one who told me to, and that's why I'm making this video. So while we associated with the color purple, for me, he was giving a lot of yellow energy. He was very yellowy. Some other magicians, sorcerers, and exorcists would tell you, oh, he told me yellow, so his real color is yellow, everyone else is wrong. I'm just saying, for me, yellow, associated Tiferet, heart space, for me, very much energy going to the heart. It was very loving, compassionate, not loving like a maniac, but loving like compassion and caring for all beings. Maybe that's a demon trying to trick me. We'll see in a year's time and see if I've totally lost my mind. So while my intention was just to listen to the guy, he did ask me to make specific requests, and I was like, well, I need to get my life in order. I'd like to earn more money and be more successful with women, and in a short space of time, getting more job offers. Oh, looks like I'm getting a pay increase from the company I work for. So, like, I'm looking for other jobs because I want to get paid at least 30% more, and it looks like I might be getting a 30% increase, so I might actually have to get another job. Wow, I'm only thinking about that now. It's like it's been 10 days since I did the first invocation, and maybe it has nothing to do with Amon. But hey, you work with a spirit. Give him something to prove to their works. The thing you give him happens. And regarding women, definitely in the past week, just started seeing all of existence as we're going to call the whore of Babylon, and just having that receptive feeling towards existence, and then all women and all men as well are also expressions of existence. Some might call it Shakti, I'm calling it the whore of Babylon. But then also seeing that all women, some of them are mothers and some are potential mothers, and even whores can be mothers. A lot of whores are mothers, and existence is simultaneously your lover and your mother at the same time, and your child. Like, it's energetically incestuous. And going, wow, okay, you have to be simultaneously sexual and compassionate with existence at the same time. It was quite, and that attitude. I went to a music festival. I did an evocation. To the second invocation, I went to a music festival, and he told me to give his seal to someone, and I gave his seal to my friend who was driving the car. I explained everything about Amon and why I was doing this. He was like, "This doesn't make any sense," and I was like, "Well, I enjoyed it." And while at the music festival, like there were times when I felt like I was a bird and I was just flying around. And when I was interacting with women, I was like trying to not get something from them, but still have that receptive, hey, I'm a strong king on my own, and while you're with me, you'll always be protected and respected. Some women I had to verbalize that with, and some women you can just show it through posture and just be super sensitive to that. When you put your arm around a woman and she has some kind of attention, pull back. Maybe she's not able to verbalize her boundaries, but pull back once you sense that tension, or once I sense tension. And I was practiced that a lot over the weekend, and I was cuddling, kissing like at least 7 different women over the weekend, which comparison to my winter was quite good. I know there might be some women listening to this and going, Jesus, man, is it really that important to us? Yes, kisses and cuddles are really important to my psychology. Um, and since Music Festival, I've been on dates. Woman today was contacting me, and usually I'd be like, yeah, come on, like really hard on, come on at set time, really forcing it. And I was like, you know what? She knows where I live. She could come knock on my door. And while contacting me, she knocked on my door, and we had a lovely evening together. So again, I feel I asked him 3 things. I want to get my life in order. I want to earn more money, and I want to improve my situation with women. All three of those things may have nothing to do with Amon, but they were the signs I asked for. Since I've done this invocation, my life is better. What can I say? It might be crazy, but hey, it is worth it. So for Amon, I said I passed out a seal and I would sing his praises and I would make this video. So I have done what I said I would do. So this music festival I was at for the weekend, I played on stage, which wasn't planned, with freestyle blues. There was a workshop on building houses for little people, and by little people they meant fairies and spirits. And I turned up and I was the only person at this workshop, so I had this so I created this home for Amon, put on, here you go, put on the 6-pointed star, the union of the masculine fire energy and the water energy. I put it under a tree. I was like, I want to collect some souls for Amon. Charge this up. So I put a seal on it. Wrote down where my favorite phrase from the exorcism, the born is right. I am he who the winds fear. This is the backside. And I drew a little picture of Amon as a raven flying over a flower pot. Yeah, growth. And I now have that in my home. So here you go. Spent a week preparing for this ritual. I asked him for something. Told him I was giving in return. He gave. I gave back. Happy days. Avaj Sekore. Amon Nanan.